We're joined right now by the Director of Business Development for the Association of Matured America Citizens. That's Andrew Mangeone.
Thanks for having me, George. It's a pleasure to be here.
The Association for Mature American Citizens. So, AMAC, you guys must be doing things right because you've grown from 30,000 members and you've increased it more than tenfold while people are jumping ship on AARP and joining AMAC and getting away from things they don't agree with and want to be more in line with an organization like AMAC.
We can't take all the credit, George. Our members are conservatives. So they're active, they're informed, they're engaged, and they talk about conservative values to their friends and to their neighbors and to their families. And a lot of that talk ends up in AMAC memberships. We're very, very grateful to our members. And I just want to make this point, George. We are a member-driven organization. It belongs to our members. And I think our members sense that, and they want to be a part of something that's new and vibrant. We kind of look at AARP as, well, it's there if you want it, but it's kind of your father's organization. Join the new, vibrant senior organization and add a true advocacy group, and that's what AMAC is.
Yeah, it seems to me that AARP got to be almost a big bureaucracy that doesn't really represent its members very well at this point.
I think you've described it very well, George. You have seen AARP kind of lose sight of what their mission was. They're running around telling folks that they claim to represent all Americans over 50. Well, we've got well over 500,000 people that disagree with them, and will tell you that they do not represent them, and they joined AMAC. I think their lost vision and how they lost their way was really, really brought to light during the Obamacare debate, when calls were coming into AARP's offices from their members 100-1 against supporting Obamacare, and they went ahead and did it anyway.
Let's back up a little bit. Let's talk about the history of AARP. AARP was originally for the benefit of aging Americans to help provide some of the services and a voice to their group for the benefit of their members. Do I have that right?
You've got it partially right. It kind of evolved from the National Retired Teachers Association. And that organization was founded to out of the need to provide retired teachers health insurance. And at the time that was founded, private health insurance was virtually unavailable to older Americans. And it wasn't until 1965 that the government enacted Medicare. So AARP was formed to provide health insurance for older Americans to help keep them productive. It was a very noble start.
Tell me about the services you're providing to your members.
We have a full complement, George, of member benefits. We are member benefits organizations. We're an advocacy group first and foremost, but when you're asking people to write a check and send us their hard-earned money, you better give them good reason to do so. So we have a full complement of member benefits, including insurance products of all kinds, including finance advice, investment advice. There's national discounts, travel discounts, car and truck rental discounts, roadside assistance, dental discounts, prescription cards. So there's a full complement to help people live healthier, fuller lives while receiving advice on how to save for retirement, because 40% of AMAC's members are still working, so not everyone's retired because it is a 50-plus organization. So people need some help on planning for retirement. And then there's the folks that are in retirement and need help managing their money. We have trusted insurance advisors for folks needing Medicare, folks needing Medicare supplement.
You talked about advocacy on behalf of seniors here in our country. Can you expand on that a little bit?
I'd be happy to, George. AMAC is a member-driven organization, and what I mean by that is that it's our members who determine the issues that we bring to Washington. I have been in Washington. Our founder, Dan Weber, has been in Washington. We go together, and the issues that concern our members are the issues that we take with us. We do not. There's not a top-down mentality like there is with AARP. We don't set the agenda for our members. They set it for us. One of their hot buttons right now is the solvency of Social Security. That's what we've been talking about the last few trips to Washington. And we have ideas on how to make Social Security solvent, George. What we do is run them by our members. We are in constant communication with our members. They say yay or nay with regard to the ideas that we have, and they give us their own ideas that we incorporate into the talking points that we take to Washington, D.C. We truly represent our members in D.C. We use their words, and we use their ideas.
I got to tell you, Andrew, I can attest to that. Dan Weber, your founder, was really on the front lines during the election. You know, we enjoyed having him on the show and got a great response about him being on our show.
We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Dan Weber's vision. He got sick and tired of AARP. He was a member, and he didn't feel they represented him, so he started an alternative. And over 530,000 and counting members later, here we are.
You know, when Dan Weber was on, we covered so many topics. He said that he was in Washington to fight a number of things. He was tired of the out of control spending in Washington, D.C. And I know that he did not like all of the job killing policies. He wanted to fight this liberal socialist agenda. And I got to tell you, we need more Dan Webers in our country.
Well, George, you're bringing up great points. Dan Weber is a patriot, but he will be the first to tell you that AMAC is bigger than he is. And you're right. Our members are passionate about responsible spending. They realize that you cannot have a representative republic without taxes and without money to run it. They want money spent responsibly. They want budgets cut. They want government downsized, and they want free market principles. And they want the free market to determine who wins and who loses, as opposed to a bureaucrat sitting in Washington in terms of business, in terms of a business approach. So our members are engaged and they're passionate. They want to be part of the solution. They're passionate about being part of the solution, and they tell us that every day. We survey our members on a daily basis on our website at amac.us, and we take to heart what they have to say. We get tremendous response because we're looking at a group of conservatives. These are people that vote. They vote not just federal elections, not just local elections. They're in primaries, so our folks are engaged.
What service do you find that the majority of your members use the most?
Well, they're buying. That's a good question, there's a lot of insurances sold, particularly Medicare, and this is for our retired, our 65-plus members. We just got through the annual enrollment period with Medicare Advantage, and we have call centers and trusted advisors sitting at those call centers answering questions. We were extremely busy during that open enrollment period for people turning to AMAC with questions about, what are my choices for Medicare? People aging into Medicare. Please explain Part A, Part B, Part C, and Part D to me. And by far, we had a tremendous response to folks calling into our call centers, asking us about these questions, and then taking our advice. We just got through that season, but anytime we offer a new member benefit, we run it by our members first. And we are in the process of putting together a financial services benefit that will help people save for their retirement for those under 65, and that will help those over 65 manage their retirement funds. We expect that to be even more popular than the Medicare aspect of our business.
As you go into these years where medical is changing rapidly, to me, there's so much going on. Do you guys really dig in and help the members with that?
Absolutely. It's confusing by design. And particularly with the Medicare aspect of the business, George, all of our agents have been trained and certified by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services to talk to, all of our agents, I should say, have been trained by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services to talk to AMAC members about their choices in Medicare. And they can sort through that maze. They can answer questions.
Andrew Mangeone, Director of Business Development, Association for Matured American Citizens. Thank you so much.